my way to the house. Did some OT, so getting ready for a couple of big fights coming up. So and speaking of big fights, I'm going to talk about the latest so-called speculation on fight. And you know what fight that I'm talking about. But first, I'm gonna get into a lot of different issues. I'm gonna talk about Canelo Triple G3, talk about Kambosos Devin Haney, and I'm gonna talk about another fight everybody seems to kill. Let's begin with Kambosos Jr. And a lot of people are starting to call him George Kambosos because they saying he acted like a clown. Basically, he didn't make weight his first attempt, and then when asked about it, he tried to say, "Ha ha! I did it on purpose." The art of war, which nobody believes him. So the only person that probably believes him is himself, because many people don't believe that Kambosos Jr. was telling the truth when he said he didn't make weight on purpose, because if that was the case, he wouldn't have that look on his face. But he did eventually make weight. So, but yeah, he full of it. And like I said, I gotta speak my piece on this whole situation. Real talk, there is no reason. There is absolutely no reason for Devin Haney ever fight in Australia again. I would never come back to Australia. All the stuff that they didn't went through with Kambosos and playing these games, not making weight, the issue with father, which Bill should be there very shortly. It's just not worth it. Just not worth it. Once you have Undisputed, really is you've done all you needed to do. I really think you don't have to fight on. The object is to be the Undisputed champion. And I think they will do it. I think they will get it done. I'm expecting nothing short of a knockout. I think they're going to stop Kambosos. I think in this particular fight, I think Devin will sit on his punch time, and I think he's going to catch Kambosos. And I think that's going to be the end of him. And I think it does need to be the end of him, because this dude is just, come on, man. Now, Bill is on his way there right now as we speak. 18-hour flight from Las Vegas to where they're going in Australia. So Bill should be there shortly. He should be there shortly. He should be there. If things go correctly, Bill should be there around maybe 2 a.m. And hopefully Bill can get some rest in, and Bill will have enough time, like at least try to get Devin prepped for this fight. Because at the end of the day, this was just complete baloney what God did to Devin and Bill. And I saw Luke DeBella sitting up saying, well, Devin doesn't need his father. He's a grown man. This ain't about needing your father. He's a grown man. This is about your trainer. This is business. Bill is listed as Devin's trainer / father, not father and trainer. So this is business. So Bill was supposed to go over the game plan with Devin. He needed time to go over the game plan and get Devin prepped. I don't even know if Bill is going to be in Devin's corner, but at the same time, at least Bill will be there to at least be a spectator. But in all likelihood, Bill will be Devin's corner. And like I said before, I would have a lot of ill will towards the Australian government for basically putting me through this and putting my father through this. They waited to the 11th hour to give him a temporary visa, which they could have gave him place. It was no reason for them to do this. They could have gave him a temporary visa in the first place. Not wait until, okay, well, you know what? Yeah, we decided we gonna let you go. You can go now. And then for Bill to have to sit up there and try to scramble and try to find a flight. And I'm gonna be honest with you, that flight probably cost Bill a fortune. Or whoever footed the bill for the plane ticket. Because I can tell you now, last minute flight to Australia costs racks. And that's unfortunate that Bill got put in that situation. Like I said, trying to sweat a dude for something that happened 30 years ago. Literally 30 years ago. 1992. I'm taking this personal because that was weak. So I want them to go in there and KO George Kambosos Jr. Bring those belts back to the States. You know. But in other news, there's another fight going down tomorrow which got next to no publicity, and that is Steve Fulton versus Danny Roman. Yeah, I mean, nobody's talked about that fight, and that was unfortunate that they decided to put this fight on the same day as Devin Haney versus. Not a good look for Steve, because it make it look like nobody isn't interested in him. They could have pushed this fight up a week, and now you got this situation. I'll talk to people. I asked, was anybody going to this fight? I was just like, wow. So, and I don't even know much about this guy that Steve Fulton is fighting, but it take place in Minneapolis. But I'm gonna speak about that fight like maybe Sunday morning, because I got something to say in regards to Steve versus Danny Roman, because I got to speak on that, something that happened that was kind of funny when I think about it. But yeah, I'll speak on that a little later. All right, so now also, and feel free for you guys to drop something, you know what I'm saying, in the super chat, because like I said, I'm not begging, I'm not demanding, but you know, like I said, when I get these super chats, these super chats go towards me traveling to these fights and stuff. So at the end of the day, like I said, I'll put any money I make off this channel for the most part back into the channel. Now, with that being said, also it's official that Adrian Broner will be taking on Omar Figueroa in Chicago. They haven't announced the location, but Adrian Broner returns July the 23rd. He will be fighting in Chicago versus Omar Figueroa. I'm thinking about going to that fight. I always wanted to go to Chicago, so finally I got a reason to go to Chicago. So if everything plans out, then maybe I'll go to that fight, because I always wanted an excuse to go to Chicago. I'm gonna do my research to see where I need to stay and where I need to be at. So, oh, Cincinnati. Oh yeah, shout out to Duke Reagan, man. Duke Reagan, he a top ranked fighter. He from Cincinnati. And shout out to my boy, the Pharaoh. Pharaoh Speaks. He from Cincinnati. So but yeah, I'm thinking about going to the Chi, man. I'm thinking about going to Chirac. Where it's amazing. You get people that sit up here, make videos talking about Chicago, how bad it is and all this kind of stuff, but they don't go down there and see what's happening is happening. I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like this. I done been to Philly, I done been to Atlanta, I done been to New York, I done been to Houston, I done been to Dallas, I done been to some of the most dangerous, I done been to LA several times. I figure like this, if I can make it out of those places in one piece, then I should be able to make it out of Chicago in one piece. Plus, I got a lot of subs in Chicago, so they already told me that I'll be taken care of when I come down there. When I'll be talking to some of my subs, a couple of people told me, hey man, when you get out here, man, go to this place and stay there and wait till I get there, man. Don't go nowhere till I get. I'm like, damn, bro. But yeah, I am seriously considering going to that. About going to Chicago. The only thing that's going to prevent me from going to that fight, if some other events come up, because I'm basically waiting to see what's going to happen with two fights that I want to cover. Of course, that's the big one, you know, Spencer Crawford, and then also I'm waiting to see what's going to happen with Alicia Baumgardner versus Micaiah Mayer. So I'm basically waiting to see what's going to happen with that fight. They supposed to have an announcement of a fight date and a location. For the most part, if this fight is somewhere that's, you know, that I could get to, I'll be there. You know, as long as it's not no place like Candyland, Connecticut, or Dump Truck, Florida, someplace like that, then it's all good. I'll probably be there. But if it's in one of them strange cities that's like in the middle of nowhere, nah, I don't think so. But more than likely, Micaiah Mayer versus Alicia Baumgardner, probably that fight will be in Vegas. They'll probably put it probably at that spot I was just at the Resorts Hotel. They might bring it there. They might put it maybe at the Hulu Theater in New York, or they might put it somewhere in Los Angeles. But yeah, if it's somewhere like that, I'll definitely be there. All right. But that's what I'm really waiting on. You know, hopefully they have an announcement within the next couple of weeks, and we'll see what's up. I know Chicago got like 2 airports. So, you know, I don't know what's the main airport. I don't know if it's Chicago Midway, and I forgot what the other airport is called. Just like Dallas got 2 airports. Dallas got Dallas Fort Worth, and then they got Love Field. And of course, you know, New York got 2 airports. But when I go to New York for Arthur Beterbiev versus Joe Smith Jr., I'm going to be flying in to Newark, New Jersey, because that's the most convenient airport, because JFK, from what I heard, is way on the other side. So, you know. And then speaking of New York, there's going to also, next month, if I'm not mistaken, Danny Garcia versus Jose Benavidez. I think that fight is going down July the 16th at the Barclays Center. That's going, you know, the return of Danny Garcia. Yeah, Danny Garcia returns versus Jose Benavidez. I think this is Danny Garcia's first fight since the Errol Spence fight. Maybe I could be wrong. I know Jose Benavidez, he had a fight, and he got a questionable decision, to say the least. But he won nevertheless. I think this is gonna be a good scrap. I think you know, at the end of the day, you got to kind of go with Danny Garcia, but anything can happen. Danny Garcia does well against these type of fighters. Now, if he was fighting the brother, that'll be a different story. But Danny Garcia does very well against these kind of fighters. And then this may be Danny Garcia's last fight at 147 before he moves up to 154. So we just got to see. Well, Joe, if I come to Chicago, I'll let you know, because I know Chicago got 2 airports. I got to figure out which airport I'm going to be flying into, and I'm definitely going to, I'm definitely going to do my research. I know Chicago ain't known for no red or blue, but, at the end of the day, you still want to make sure you safe out there, though. But, yeah. If I come out there, I'm looking forward to going to Chicago. Like I said, I ain't like a lot of these other YouTubers that be talking a bunch of junk and complaining about what's supposed to go on in the city. Like I said, at the end of the day, go out there. So, I'm real with mines. Oh, what's up? Hey. Boy, stop it. Pratt, stop it. Devin Haney is gonna curb stomp. He gonna curb stomp Ken Bosa Jr. He bring them belts is coming back. Them belts is coming back to the state. Oh yeah, Pratt, I got some more bad news for you. I got some more bad news for you. Canelo gonna return against Triple G September the 17th. Contracts have been signed. Canelo, Triple G in a fight that nobody gives a damn about. Triple G Canelo 3 official for September 17th. Matchroom personally sent me the info saying the contract. So yeah, I got some more bad news for you, Pratt. Yep. September 17th, Triple G Canelo, more than likely Las Vegas. And I got even more bad news. They want you to pay for it. It's gonna be on the Zone pay-per-view. The Zone pay-per-view. So not only do we get the displeasure of having to see this for a third time, we got to pay for it. But then again, it might, I mean, the diehard Triple G fans, they might tune in because, I'll put it to you this way. I'm going to go to a bar and watch that fight. I'm going to go to my spot and watch the fight because I'm definitely not, And all this fight is a confidence builder for Canelo. Based off the fact that Canelo got whacked by Dimitri Bivol. Every time I see highlights of that fight, it's really a clear indication on how bad Canelo is shaken from that fight. Canelo is shaken from that fight. And he need to get his confidence back. So that's why he fighting a 40-year-old Triple G. That's why the fight should be headlined Canelo versus G40. Because Triple G is 40 years old. Well, let me come on, Brett. Bro, how long I've been doing this? If Devin Haney lose, he lose. I'm gonna come on here. I'm gonna talk like how I usually talk. I'm gonna say how he lost the fight, why he lost the fight, but keep in mind, it's a rematch clause either way. But me myself, he gonna whoop on Ken Bosa's. But if he does, then hey, I do what I always do. I come back here, break down the fight, talk about what went wrong, I mean, I don't run from nothing. That's what I do. The reason why Kambosos, everybody talk about Devin Haney ain't a big puncher. Well, if you look at Kambosos don't got a whole bunch of knockouts. So he's not a big puncher neither. But if you want to go by knockout percentage, well, the stats say that Devin Haney got a better knockout percentage than Kambosos. So that means it's likely for Haney to get a stoppage before Kambosos. Like, at the end of the day, it comes down to like how you land a punch and the moment when you land a punch. I'll give you an example. Thomas Hearns knocked out Roberto Duran in like 2 rounds. Marvin Hagler went the distance with Roberto Duran. Marvin Hagler knocked out Thomas Hearns in like 3 rounds. Everybody remember. So, I mean, it just, anything can happen. I mean, could Kambosos like stop Devin Haney? It could happen, but highly unlikely. So that's why I'm saying that anything could happen in that fight. But Devin Haney is fighting in Australia. He's smart enough to know that the odds are stacked against him. The deck is stacked against him. With the stuff that went on between his father getting a visa at the last minute to go out there to Kambosos, talking about he didn't make weight on purpose, and I know people don't believe that. So when this is over, I don't even think Kambosos in shape. That wasn't a good sign for him not to make weight the first time out. This is a championship. This is a championship caliber fight. You supposed to be ready. This is a championship caliber fight. This is a fight for Undisputed. You supposed to be ready. He's had weeks, or should I say months, to prepare for this fight. And nobody believes him when he say he didn't make weight on purpose. Because he looked very discouraged when they told him he didn't make weight. So like I said, for him to sit up there and try to pretend and say, oh, I didn't make weight on purpose, man, stop the cap. Please stop the cap, because ain't nobody buying what you selling. Okay? Because you didn't make weight. Whatever you was doing not to make weight, the first time out. Yeah, you eventually made weight, but you didn't make it the first time out. Now, I'm not going to make it be the end-all, be-all that Kambosos didn't make weight. But I think that's not a good look when it's a fight of this magnitude and the dude don't make weight. And this happened to plenty of people before. Floyd didn't make weight for Marquez. Sean Porter didn't make weight for a couple of his fights, if I'm not mistaken. So, I mean, it happens. David Benavidez has had trouble making weight. But when it's a fight that everybody's watching, everybody looking at you, you've been talking all this stuff like you that dude, and then you turn around and don't make weight, you just continue to make a fool out of yourself. Especially you sitting up there saying that somebody is a rat and all this kind of stuff. For helping somebody prepare for a fight. That's all he doing. That don't make nobody a rat or somebody rooting for another person to win. It doesn't matter whether it's their countrymen or anything like that. You help Manny Pacquiao. I mean, Kambosos helped Manny Pacquiao prepare for Jeff Horn. But you talking about Devin Haney, like, for real, man, you made a fool out of yourself. And you keep putting your foot in your mouth. But yeah, after tomorrow, Devin Haney, he bringing them belts back to the States. Oh, what's up, man? Ain't seen you in a while. But he bringing them belts back to the States. They bringing them belts back to the States after that long plane. I cannot lie. I do not like being on airplanes for a very long time. I'm going to hate being on that airplane going to New York, New Jersey for like 5 hours. I just do not like airplanes. But what I mean, what do you got? What else can you do? I do not like being on airplanes. I can't sleep on airplanes. I just do not like flying at all. And I'm gonna be wide awake the whole time. That I just cannot go to sleep on no airplane. All right, so here's the last part of this this stream. This is the last part, and I'm gonna talk about this. I'm gonna tell you what's going on currently. I'm gonna give you both sides of the coin. This is the latest on the negotiations with Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford. I've talked to two different sources. One person told me that the fight is far from being done, and then Mike Coppinger reported that the fight is close. I've heard from two different sources that, I heard from two different sources that this fight is pretty much going to happen. Now, I could be wrong, but from what I've been told, this fight is going to happen. Looking like they set a date for October the 8th. Subject to change depending on what's going on. And it's looking like this fight is going to take place at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. And they're looking at October the 8th. From what I heard, one of the biggest sticking points was the money issue about who gonna get what. And I'm not here to talk about who should get what, because I don't even feel like talking about it because it's redundant and it just get on my damn nerve. I heard what's going on now, that both of these men are going to get satisfactory money that's going to satisfy both camps. And from what I heard, the money will be in the tens, for both of them. So both of them is going to make a decent amount of money for this fight. It's going to be on PBC pay-per-view. But they're looking at October. Now, one person said that that's not true, but two other people said that it's like close. I'm talking about real close. So that's the latest word. Mike Coppinger reported that they're looking at October. Then somebody else reported October, and then I heard from a close source. I'm talking about this person is real close to the man. I'm talking about this person is real close to the man. And usually the stuff that he didn't provide it for me turned out to be true. And this information is leaning more towards that they already got everything pretty much worked out. The only thing that's in question is the date and possibly the venue. You hearing the MGM Grand, and then you also hearing the possibility of Allegiant Stadium, which I think that'll be dope. If they put that in Allegiant Stadium, then they gonna probably have in one hell of a undercard. But this fight will be on PBC pay-per-view. I don't know if it's through Showtime or will it be through Fox. But it's gonna be a PBC pay-per-view, and it's gonna be going down pretty soon. So that's the latest word. Thank you for tuning in. It's your boy Tail Biz. I'm out.